Hey guys, welcome back to Life in Between the Lines with Allison. I normally don't do intros like this, but I am starting this video out in the middle of a story time, so I felt like an intro was necessary. Obviously, this is part two, so if you haven't seen part one, go back and watch this because we are starting right in the middle of a story, so nothing I say moving forward is going to make any type of sense unless you watch part one. But this, if you need a refresher since it's been a week, this is just the story time of how I had to break up with my boyfriend to pursue a relationship with Christ instead, and how he was just calling me to go deeper into a relationship with him. And I was so scared, but it was so worth it. So this is just the details and how it all came to be, because I think storytelling and testimonies are super powerful, and it just shows you that you're not alone. You're not the only one who goes through the things you go through. And if I can go through something and comfort others through the ways that God has comforted me, then I'm doing my job here. So without further ado, let's go to part two. And he very clearly laid it out. He's like, I love you. You are supposed to be mine. You are supposed to be my daughter, but right now you're not, because you won't obey me. You won't lay down your life for me as I did for you. And I'm reading this and I'm like, oh my gosh, I have to. I literally have to. And I was alone. This was over Christmas break. So luckily I was so alone. I was done partying at this time. So I wasn't going back over winter break and going out with all my friends. So I was alone, and I really dedicated this time. I was like, I'm going to read the Bible all winter break, because I felt this urgency to then bring my boyfriend to know Jesus. And I was like, wait, I can't bring him to know Jesus if I don't know Jesus. So let me go learn about Jesus. And I was really studying apologetics at this time, defending the faith, being able to prove and disprove, even the resurrection. I'm exploring these things, and it's becoming way more real for me. I'm listening to testimonies of people. I'm listening to testimonies of hell. This will scare you straight. It was stuff that I was learning to then go help someone else, but I needed it myself. And I know that was clearly God's plan all along. But it was really shaping me and confirming my faith, and really making what I believe come to life, because it had been flowers and rainbows and Jesus helps me and I go to him when I need help and I pray these innocent little prayers, and it became so real in this moment. No, I am real. I did raise from the dead. Jesus's bones aren't here. You can't find them. You can find every other person who's ever existed. You can find their bones. Buddha, Gandhi, Muhammad, all their bones, they're in a tomb. Jesus's bones are not here. You think people have tried to look for them. He's the most influential man to ever live. Our time is based off of the life and death and resurrection of Jesus. Jesus rose from the dead. He is real. He is God. He loves you. He wants you, and he will judge you one day. And he's telling me this, and I was like, I have to surrender. I have to surrender everything. And I made that decision. I didn't surrender my life, but I was like, I have to do this eventually. And I remember being like, okay, God, I know I have to do this. I want to do this. I'm feeling this anxiety and this panic, not how the devil brings anxiety and panic and confusion, but this anxiety of feeling the weight of my sin, knowing I am on the opposing team from God, knowing that right now me and God are not good. My soul is not well. Feeling the weight of my position in Christ, knowing that I'm far from him, but he wants me close, and I'm as close as I can be, but it's still far. It's I'm talking to God, and I'm I feel this anxiety and this inner just fire, literally this burning at me, and being I want to, but I can't. I just can't. And him being weeping with me, just do it. Just do it. It's better. I swear it's better. It's a much better life. You know this. You can trust me. Everything I've proved to you this far, everything I've done, I'm the same God in the Bible. Every story you've read of me providing for other people, it's the same me. And I want to do it for you. Trust in me. Please give your life to me. I'm the only one who knows how to care for it. I'm the only one who knows how to steward it. I'm the only one that knows what to do with your heart and how to care for it and how to comfort you. Please just do this. And I'm I can't. And I'm just wrestling with this salvation moment with God, and not wanting to give up my life, because I'm I want to do it, but God, I know this is not a simple okay, I'm going to be a Christian now, how I did 2 years ago. I know you're fully asking me to go all in for you, and I don't know if I can, because we both know what that entails, and that means my entire life is flipped around, and I don't know if I can do that. And at that moment, I felt like I could talk to God, and I knew the right answers to a lot of things. So I was like, I know my safety is found in you. I know my peace is found in you. Like, I know I'm okay when I'm with you and talking to you and in your word. So I trust, like, I could trust him enough to be like, I want to do this, but I'm just scared of what I would have to give up, which I think it's so valid. That's so valid. And my encouragement is, if you're in that place to where you're like, you recognize that it's a huge ask of God and you are just kind of avoiding it at this moment, tell him, like, he already knows what you're feeling. He already knows what you're thinking. He knows the daunting task that it is to, like, uproot your life and flip everything on its head and to now live for him and change the direction of everywhere you're headed. He understands, trust me. Like, he's not asking you to do something that you can't do, and that he's not aware of what the cost would be. So I just brought my concerns to him, and I was like, okay, I want to do this, but I feel like I can't. And he was like, okay, why can you not? Like, what are you afraid of? Because I know you're not afraid of, like, being a Christian and living for me. I had already worked through being a Christian is going to be boring. Like, I'm going to have no personality. Like, that's what I thought. But then when I really came to know Christ and, like, meet other people, I was like, okay, that's not true. Like, there's so much fun. It's actual, like, pure fun. It's not, like, perverted fun, honestly. It's like, I can actually make jokes that are funny and not inappropriate. And I can actually have fun with my friends while not being drunk. Like, it's genuine fun that the Lord intended, that's not, like, distorted and perverted. So I had already gotten that myth busted. And so I was like, honestly, like, I'm not afraid of being a Christian. I'm not afraid of you. I know you're good. I know, like, life with you is going to be better. 1, what are my parents going to think? 2, what are my friends going to think? 3, what do I do with my boyfriend? 4, what is everyone going to think? I was so worried about what everyone was going to think. And I'm like, God, like, almost no one in my life is a Christian. Like, I have very few people that would support this change. So I am going to need reinforcements from heaven if I'm going to make this decision. Like, I'm going to need your support. I am going to need your love. I'm going to need your comfort. I'm going to need you to carry me all the way through this if I do this, because the people in my life aren't going to be able to carry me through this. So I need you. And then what are my parents going to think? A lot of my fears were rooted not in people, like, completely disproving, but in just people thinking I'm weird. Like, really, weirdness is what was holding me back. Yeah, honestly, like, I don't know. The need for other people's approval is, like, so strong. So whatever it is, I don't think it's silly. Like, all I was thinking is, all my friends are going to think I'm so weird. Like, just this, like, weirdo. Like, literally weird. Like, they're not going to think that I'm crazy. Well, a few people thought that I was brainwashed and, like, in a cult and crazy. But also, like, the root of it was, like, everyone's going to think I'm weird. They're just going to dismiss me. They're not going to want to be my friend because they're going to think I'm boring now. They're going to think I'm weird. They're going to think that I lost my personality. They're going to think that I'm judging them constantly because now I don't want to do these things that I used to do that they're still doing. They're going to think that I hate them. Like, I was very scared that my parents were just going to be disappointed in me and think that I'm very weird and just, like, very turned off, and people weren't going to think I'm funny anymore. People wouldn't want to be around me. All these lies. See, that's the thing, is that sometimes they're not lies. Like, all of those things I listed, people did say those things and people did feel that way. It just still doesn't change the fact that it's worth it. Because sometimes they are lies. Like, no one's going to think you're weird. No one's going to disprove. Like, people will be happy for you if you grow up in a Christian setting and you're finally deciding to live for Jesus. And if you don't, people will think you're weird and people will not support it. But if you just weigh the options, I'm sitting in my bed, I'm like, other people thinking I'm weird or thinking I'm brainwashed or thinking that I'm a part of this weird cult now called Christianity, like, whatever. Them thinking I'm weird and not liking me and not wanting to hang out with me, if I go back to the state of mind that I was just in, like, I'm dying today, I'm going to hell, is that really worth it? No, that is not worth it at all. And I just knew, like, if the Lord is calling me to this, he will provide the whole way through. So if my current friends think I'm weird and they don't want to be friends with me anymore, God will bring me new friends. It's okay. If my parents think I'm weird, we will get through it. We will pray through it. Like, my parents aren't going anywhere. They're still going to love me. If people think that I'm brainwashed, let them think it, but let me be as loved as I can, wrapped in Jesus' arms, brainwashed as they want me to be, but knowing that the Lord is keeping me and sustaining me and holding me. Like, think whatever you want to think. My eternal destination is just not worth gambling, and other people's opinions just don't outweigh suffering for eternity. Like, it doesn't. Every single objection that I had to living for the Lord, he just brought it up to him, and he was like, am I better than this? And I had to say yes every single time. Like, am I better than your parents thinking you've gone crazy? Yes, Lord, you are better. Am I better than your friends not wanting to hang out with you and not inviting you to things anymore? Like, yes, Lord, you are better. Am I better than a relationship that you are going one way and he's going another way? Is that worth holding on to? Am I better than that? Yes, you are. Every single objection that I had, every single fear that I had, every single doubt that I had, he brought it up comparatively to him, and everything else didn't even fall second. It just like, it didn't even exist. Jesus was and is and will always be so much greater than any fear or doubt or anything in this life, because once he brought it up to him and everyone fell so far below him, he brought it up to my eternity. He's like, if you won't do it out of love for me, because like as much as I like loved God, like I didn't love him enough. Like I didn't spend enough time with him. I didn't know his word enough. Like we both know this. I just didn't love him enough yet to really make a decision. I made a decision out of faith, not out of love for him in the moment, but faith in knowing that I will love him and I will learn more about him and it will all be worth it. And like, I know he is everything that he says he is. Maybe I haven't allowed myself to experience it yet, but he will show me if I step out in faith and like put my life on a platter and give it to him. So if I couldn't do it because I didn't love Jesus enough, he placed everything, every fear, every doubt, every objection up to my soul's like eternal destination. And he was like, people thinking you're weird, is that worth going to hell for? No. Like, no, duh. Your parents thinking that you've gone crazy and them maybe not supporting your decision. Is this worth going to hell for? No. He's like, this boyfriend, even if you really, really love him, like him, think you love him, think you like him, is he worth going to hell for? No. And I can tell you right now, no boyfriend or no girlfriend is worth going to hell for. Nothing is worth going to hell for. Nothing in this life is worth going to hell for. It's like reminded me of the truth and like instilled it in me in that moment that now I'm able to like stand on forever. Nothing in this life is worth going to hell for. There's absolutely nothing that's worth going to hell for. If we think of what sends us to hell, sin and unbelief in Jesus, like actively living in sin, choosing to disobey God and to say, no, I've got it. Like, so if you think of every little sin, like I had a really hard time giving up music. Is listening to good rap music worth, like, is Lil Baby worth going to hell for? No. So it's okay. I can give it up. Like, is cussing, like, it helps me get my point across better. It's like enthusiasm. Like, I'm not meaning it in a bad way. Okay. Is that really worth going to hell for? No. And I'm not saying you cussing, you listening to bad music is sending you to hell. That's not what I'm saying. Like, I hope, like, once you give your life to Christ and you want to revert back to your old ways, like, is sex worth going to hell for? No, it's not. Because you would still have sex, just in the covenant of marriage. So, come on, guys, let's be smart. Everything held up to the comparison of Jesus. And if you're not going to do it for Jesus, do it for your soul's destination, for eternity. You know how long eternity is? Forever. Nothing is worth going to hell for. So choose Jesus now. So that's when I was like, okay, I logically made that decision. I was like, dude, you're right. And I don't even know how I'm going to go about this. I don't even know how to like walk this out, but I'm going to do this. I'm going to live for you. I'm ready. I'm not, but I'm ready. So let's make it worth it. And I was like, all right, I know I've sinned. I don't want to live this life anymore. I know the life that you have is better for me. Like Jesus, I choose you. I surrender my life for you. I want to start living for you. As soon as I said that, I was still in a state of like panic and anxiety. Physically, like felt like my chest was on fire from conviction. And as soon as I gave my life to Christ, I just felt his peace just consume me. And like I felt washed. I knew in that moment that it was the right decision. And it didn't take away from how hard it was going to be. Like everything I was still afraid of, I still had to do. Like still had to go break up with my boyfriend, still had to go kind of tell my parents. Like I then got baptized, so like that was a public declaration, which that was actually hard for me. It was very necessary and good for me, but for some reason I was still struggling with some shame around my faith, still rooted around like, oh my gosh, people are gonna think I'm weird, people think I'm weird. So baptism, it didn't save me. Like that wasn't a moment of salvation, but it really did something for me, as in like confirming my faith and just like, I'm gonna do this. I'm not ashamed anymore. I believe that this is right. Like, why would I think it's weird? Why would I be afraid of what people think when I'm choosing to love the man who laid down his life for me? Like, all I'm doing is now trying to live according to the way he says, which is to love others, to walk in kindness, to be gentle, to be humble, to choose self-control. It's a good thing. I was becoming a better me, and people could tell that. And now it's like, I'm way different. So now people can probably all agree that this was for everyone's best interest, not just myself. It was a good thing. I was still struggling with just how to walk it out because I didn't have it modeled for me. So that's what I'm trying to do here. So it was not easy after that to then walk it out, but I just felt like the Lord is with me every step of the way. And I prayed a dependence prayer. I was like, I am depending on you for everything, God. I know you want to give it. Like, I know we're in this together now. Like, we're in good standing now. I need everything that you have. I literally need all you can give me. I need all the peace, all the comfort. I just need you 24/7 because I will not be able to get through this. And so after the breakup, I was like very visibly a mess. But like no one knew that I had like given my life to Christ because I was like such a little turtle, and I just like stayed inside and just like cried. But a few people knew, like people would ask, and I was like, oh, I'm like living for God now. And people are like, cool, that's what's up. And like, they just they didn't understand it. Cause like, I thought you like were this whole time. And I'm like, yeah, I should have been. I didn't know that it meant like, no, I'm actually not doing these things anymore. Everything that I was okay with doing before and calling myself a Christian, now I'm actually not okay with doing that. So it was good for everyone around me to see. I handled it as best that I could, but relying on Jesus really just made it possible. Didn't make it easy, but made it possible. And I stayed in that book. Oh my gosh, like the second I let myself wander, like honestly, too many hours without reading a Bible verse or something, I literally couldn't. I'm not saying this as in like, oh my gosh, I'm so amazing Christian, but I literally could not go a day would be way too long, like without reading my Bible. Like I could barely even go half a day. Like I had to go to my Bible like 3 times a day, like more. And oh my gosh, like I needed that book to keep me sane and to keep me rooted and to keep me like remembering why I made this decision, especially when you're early on in your walk and like there's something that you can always go back to. You have to stay rooted and you have to stay so close to Jesus to remind you of like, I called you out of this. I called you into something better. Stay close to me. Stay close to me for healing. And you'll remember why you made this decision, why I'm better, what I'm calling you to. And it gives you that eternal perspective. Because if I was like out of my word too much and like with people, like whatever, I was still going to soccer practice, obviously, and like, locker room and whatever. And if I was just getting caught up in like the old life a little bit and like talking to friends who weren't believers or just kind of, out of the word, a little too much into the world, I'm just like, wait. Why did I stop doing that? Why did I get this up? And then I was like, no. You've been away from your word too much. Like, go read. Take me back to the place where I'm like, wait, nothing is worth giving this up for. Like, nothing is better than Jesus. Nothing is better than Jesus. So let me go back to him. Let me go back to my safe place. Let me go back to my Father. I remember like a few times after giving my life to Jesus, like struggling with this perfectionism mindset. But one thing, I don't know if this is like healthy, but it helped me, is anytime I would catch myself getting a little too worldly, and like falling back into some sins. So like if I would start listening to the music again or start cussing again, or even if I would like start partying again, like kind of like the partying, the music, the drinking, the cussing, it was all like simultaneous. Like it's like whatever, you attend a party and it's like, oh shoot, I'm falling back into everything. I remember like going to bed after like kind of reverting back a little bit and like falling into a few sins again and being like having a talk with myself and being like, no, if you're going to do this, you might as well get back together with your boyfriend. That's literally not happening because you guys are so over. Like, me made that very clear. We are over. But it held me accountable because I was like, if I'm going to like dabble in sin, I might as well give myself over to it fully. And then I would be reminding myself like, okay, I don't want that. I don't want that. So then I'm like, okay, so don't even dabble. And then that would pull me back and I'd be like, okay, I'm good. I'm good. The Lord has redeemed every single part of my life. Oh my gosh, I'm just so thankful for that moment of surrender and just what he's done since then. He's really changed me in so many ways. And I can't imagine if I never made that decision. I can't imagine where I would be. But I just remember like sitting in my room that night when I knew that I was going to have to break up with him. I knew that I was going to have to give my life to Christ. I remember just like sobbing and being like, God, I wish that I had someone to talk to who has done this. Like, because even like no one understood. And even after the fact, like no one understood. And people sympathized and people were there for me. I totally had a support system after. I'm not saying that. But I was just like hurting because I was like, no one understands this very unique situation. That's not that unique. I know so many like Christians struggle with it. A lot of people struggle with being in an unequally yoked relationship. One of you feels a call to like live for the Lord and you just feel so stuck because you're like, well, what about all these promises I just made to them? Like, what about the life that I thought I was going to live? Like, it's just so different when you like have someone you're like planning a life with and then Jesus is calling you to a completely different life without that person. And you're like, wait, you know what that means, right, God? And yeah, he does know what that means. I just was like mourning the relationship and the fact that no one else knew what I was going through. And I just wish that I could have heard someone else's story before this, someone else's hope story. First of all, just sympathizing and being like, I know how hard this is. I know how hard this decision is, because not only are you like taking a leap in faith and choosing to give your life to Jesus and to surrender so many things, but you're going through a breakup, first of all. You're going through like a moment of salvation, and it's not necessarily the happy, like amazing, joyful moment that a lot of people experience. It's rooted in pain and sacrifice and having to give up something, but the Lord honors that. Like, that's so beautiful to be able to have something to literally put on the altar. I am giving this up for you. Like, this thing that I cherish so much and this thing that I have made an idol and have revolved my life around, I love you enough, Lord, to give this up for you, to surrender and sacrifice this up for you, because I know that you're better. I pray that you honor this. Even if you make the wrong choice, which, like, if you're listening and you feel this inkling to do this, you did not make the wrong choice. Even if you did, the Lord will honor your obedience and your attempt to sacrifice. He will honor your sacrifice. It is a sacrifice, and he will honor that completely. He will redeem that. He will restore everything. Like, oh my goodness, my relationship now, guys, I don't mean to brag, but that man is perfect. He is so perfect. And I would have never experienced a love like this and a relationship like this with a man who loves Jesus, is committed to like loving me the way Jesus loves me, seeing me the way Jesus sees me. His sacrificial love already and his selflessness in the way that he points me to Christ and helps me grow towards the Lord. And we're not even married yet. I can't even imagine what marriage is going to be like, but already 1,000,000% worth it. Like, you need your person to be walking with the Lord if that's something you desire as well. Like, to be equally yoked is not a joke. Now, like, believing that that's better and then now living in it and knowing that it is so much better. Guys, like, trust me, it'll be worth it. Trust me, it'll be worth it. I'm not saying that it's not going to be a hard decision to make. I'm not saying that it's not painful, and that just because the relationship isn't like, you probably think it's good, and I'm here saying like it's really not as good as you think it is. Trust me, the Lord has better. Like, I thought in the moment that that's as good as it could get. It gets way better. So I still realize that if you are in that moment, that's all you know, and that's might be the greatest love that you've ever experienced this far. Put it on the altar, give it to the Lord, and in his time, he will give it back to you. He will honor that sacrifice, and he will give it back to you in a way that exceeds all expectations, because this man loves the Lord. This man loves Jesus. He's committed to for himself. He's committed to growing every day in the Lord and letting the Lord mold him into the man that he's supposed to be. You get to see all the benefits of that. A man that's not submitted to Christ, how can you submit to him then? Like, what is he submitted to? His fleshly desires? Like, that's scary. If that man does not know Jesus, you've got to leave him. And if you're scared to do it and you need some personal encouragement, text me, call me. I will sit on the phone with you for however long I need. I will listen to you. I will sympathize with you. I know how hard this is. I know what you're having to give up. It's still worth it. It's still worth it. And Jesus has got you. Jesus has got you. He will provide every step of the way. He will give you the comfort that you need. He will give you the security that you need. He will give you everything that you need to walk this out and to be okay post breakup. And then once you're healed, he is ready to give you what he intended for you. So that was my long-winded way to say, dump him, break up with him, break up with your boyfriend if he doesn't know Jesus. Sorry. Glad I got to open up about a few things. Glad you guys got to hear it. Thank you so much for listening. But yeah, I think like moving forward, it's going to be more kind of my story. So this is what I mean with like life in between the lines. Like that is how I was able to apply things that I read in the Bible to my life practically, and my encouragement for you guys to do the same. I hope you guys know that you truly always have me as a sister or a friend in the faith. Anything that can help you guys, any tough decisions you have to make, any just like questions you have. I don't know the answer, but I am here to help, and I'm here for you guys in any way that I can. Thanks for listening so much. I know this was a long one. Geez, sorry. But again, thanks so much. Thanks for all the amazing feedback. Thanks for all the support and just all the love that you guys have shown me. It truly means so much, because who am I that you guys would listen to me and hear me out? So very appreciative, very thankful. And as always, I love you guys, and I'll see you next time. Bye.